The other thing that you want to do is to make sure that when you resize this, that you don't also distort the image. You see here, if you resize this a certain way, you can really see how you can make that incline much sharper. Okay, so this is something that you will also want to be concerned with and aware of, acutely aware of. So the more we stretch this out, the more we flatten it out. And this is the same with any of these, with the bar charts, all that stuff. Okay, we flatten it out, it becomes really flat to the point where we can say, well, that really doesn't change. Okay. Some things to think about. Finally, you can also go in, and there's a lot of design options if you go into format here or design. As I said, with design you can go in here and there's all kinds of different design options that you can explore here. See how they have, this one has even the numbers here and they give you like a different layout. Okay. Word really does give you much variety in the options here. They can give you something really minimalistic too. Can give you different colors, different thicknesses. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. The other thing that you can do, once you have this in here, you can always go back in and edit the data. If you go into format here, as we said, you can also go in and put like an outside border on it. Again, that sharpens it up somewhat. Oh, I got rid of my title somewhere. I have to find that. And you can also do things where if you have something smaller, say we resize this, and to resize it, well, let me do it this way. There we go. Okay. So see, I resized that pretty much there. But if I go in here, I think some of you may have seen this on other lessons depending on which course and instructor you're taking. But if we click on this and go into format and you go into this arrange toolbar here, if you click on to position here, see how this is going to really move this around. I'm going to take this whole chunk out of there so that we really can see. Okay. See how that's really changing what you can do there. So we can put it in the middle, put it over on the edge, put it down. Scroll down a little bit to see that one. Put it in the middle. Okay. Let's say I want to put it over there. Let's say I want to put it here. Okay. I can also go in there, and if I want to, under position, I can go into more layout options and say, for instance, I can go in here and basically I don't like this where it's all tight in there. I can increase the space around the visual. Okay, and later on we'll find that we'll also want to put captions and stuff in here so that we can not only make our list of illustrations but also identify it. And if we're getting visuals from other places, if you're putting a photo in or something, you can often basically document your source as well. Okay, let's see, like this has figure 1. We'll take a look at how to do that. And then see there, this one actually they have part of the documentation here. It's off the page right there, but see there, Chapman 2011. Okay, before we go, one thing to also note, it's very nice to have titles for these, and we had that title on this chart, and so it would be good to go ahead and put one in there. We probably want something, again, like I said, this would have to be modified, and we're just doing this for our purposes here right now. But as far as usability, we really need to do some work on this to make it usable for a real document. Now, before we go, I would like to just hit on a few general points for you to remember. And most of you are viewing this in a section where you either read or watched video or discussed ethical ramifications or dimensions of visuals, and also some of the formatting and design options of graphics and visuals as well. If I may, I would like to leave you with a few general points to remember. The first is to try to pick the right chart or graph for the information you need to present, and that includes visuals as well, like photographs, pictures, drawings, schematics, that sort of thing. Next, clear is almost always better than flashy. Just because something looks cool doesn't always mean that it is a better visual. In fact, often the things that look really good initially are the hardest things to decipher. So those three-dimensional visuals in charts are sometimes harder to decipher and get a clear idea of how the information relates to how what it's trying to represent really interacts with one another. So think about a three-dimensional bar chart and trying to relate one bar to another. That is a trap that many people fall into, and I myself have fallen into that trap. And so flashy is not always better. And last, but certainly not least, ethical representation needs to be a major, major, major priority for you when you are creating and inserting and producing graphics, charts, and visuals. Finally, as with all visuals, graphs and charts should have a reciprocal interaction with the text of your document. In analytical or persuasive rhetoric, such as your major reports this semester, it is especially important for graphs and charts to be introduced in the text and also discussed, explained, or interpreted for the readers, and or have textually explicit conclusions stated based upon the data contained within them. Now, on that note, I think I'll leave you for now, but I'll probably be back soon in another video.